Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Aslan. How y'all doing? This is the Spell Basketball Show with the stats, the facts, and all that. Anyways, it's good to be back. Glad to be here. We've had a lot happen since the last time we were live, but it's going to be a great show today. So we're going to hop right into it. Got a lot to cover today, but we're just going to hop right into it. So we witnessed both men and women's USA team win gold. Okay, they won gold. So it was just an amazing game. This was probably one of the best Olympics that I've personally ever seen. I mean, I was so excited. It was just very like, what am I trying to say? What's the word I'm trying to find? Motivating. Like it was just super motivating, and I was extremely excited to see, men and women take gold. Both of them had many things to overcome in this. So USA women, as we know, have been undefeated for years now. This was their eighth straight gold medal, and they had a huge game against France where France comes down and Gabby Williams shoots a three and makes the three, but it wasn't a three, it was a two. So it didn't go into overtime. USA wins by 1 point, 67-66. But the men, they had a battle throughout this whole Olympics. I mean, it really started with Serbia in the semifinal game where Serbia went up on US, what was it, 17 points? And Jokic in Serbia gave US a run for their money. Had Serbia continued to use their skills and using the back door a lot, they might have beaten US, but US came on top against Serbia, and then also finished the gold medal game against France, which I thought was cool that France women and men and USA women and men were in the gold medal games for both of the basketball. But the Olympics were just an amazing game, an amazing overall performance, and I was excited to see it. So go USA, y'all did it. Thanks for bringing home the gold. France, y'all did the best you could, and you were very close. Both men and women were very close to winning the gold medal and upsetting the US. So, as we do on every segment, live segment, we have the question of the day. All right, the trivia question of the day right now. And that trivia question today is, who holds the record for the most points in a WNBA single game? Okay. Who holds the most points for who holds the record for the most points in a WNBA single game? All right. Let's see if y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds to get that. All right. See if you know the answer. All right, that's it. Okay. So the answer for this of who holds the record for the most points in a WNBA game in a single game is tied. It's not just one person, it's actually tied. The two women who hold the record are Asia Wilson and Liz Cambage. All right. Liz Cambage and Asia Wilson both have had 53-point games. Asia Wilson last year and Liz Cambage a few years ago. So those women are very dominant. We haven't seen Liz Cambage in a while, but Asia Wilson is continuing her dominance. And so those women have had the two most dominating games in WNBA history as far as points are concerned. All right. Now we're going to go on and move on. All right. We're going to talk about the women today. Okay. And so we are going to go on and get into the WNBA and the season that has happened so far. Right now, we have seen Caitlin Clark. She's continued to shine. All right. Caitlin Clark has been that woman. All right. Now, she started off rough when she got in the league, but she has continued to shine. She has continued to show why she is who we thought she was, pretty much, right? So Caitlin Clark, as you see here, this is from the game last night against the Seattle Storm, where Caitlin Clark had a 23-point game and 9 assists. Now, a lot of people don't know and don't understand this, but Caitlin Clark is actually leading the NBA, the WNBA, in assists right now as a rookie. She is leading the WNBA in assists with 8.3 assists a game, as we will see as I show the standings and the stats later on. But Caitlin Clark has continued to shine and has continued to grow every game. I mean, I've paid attention to most of the games this year, And watching Caitlin Clark, she has just been one of those players that, she is coming with a high expectation, but she also each game has really shown improvement and has really started to understand and get the game better. She's putting on a little bit of weight, so she's not, getting pushed around as much or anything like that. But Caitlin Clark is everything that we saw in college. But what she has adapted to in the WNBA is learning how to find her teammates, learning which play needs to go where, just understanding the physicality of the game as well. So Caitlin Clark has continued to shine, and she looks very well. I mean, looks very well. And the last few games, prior to last night's game, I saw a crazy stat where Caitlin Clark's last two games, not counting last night, she's had, well, I'm gonna do the math right now. Okay. So she had nine assists last night. She had 23 points. So prior to that, she had 53 points, 29 assists in two games, in her last two games. Then last night she had 23. So that makes it 76 points. And then she had 9 assists. So that makes it 38. Yeah, 38. So in the last three games that Caitlin Clark has played, she's had 76 points and 38 assists. Also, last night against the Storm, Caitlin Clark broke the record for the most assists by a rookie in a single season. Mind you, there's still a second half of the season to go. So Caitlin Clark has continued to break records. And also, the last game of the season before against the Dallas Wings before they went to break, Caitlin Clark broke the record for the most assists in a game, period, in WNBA history with 19 assists, beating Courtney Vandersloot. So Caitlin Clark, again, has continued to show her dominance, continued to show how great of a player is and a student of the game that she is as well. So right on. Congrats to Caitlin Clark. We still got half a season, so we'll see what happens moving forward. But let's go on to the next. Okay, the other rookie that has been showing her dominance on the boards mainly, but also just showing what key of a player she is on her team is Angel Reese. And so Angel Reese has continued to show, as she says, I'm a dog and you can't teach that, right? Angel Reese is literally, literally, and could potentially be one of the greatest rebounders to ever play in the game of women's NBA. I'm just saying. Angel Reese is averaging 12.3 rebounds right now. It seems like if she gets under 10 rebounds, it's something wrong, right? Now, Angel Reese's game, again, has continued to grow. As you see in these highlights last night, Angel Reese was showing she has a little bit of a mid-range. And so what I think with Angel Reese, I do believe that if she continues to just try her game and expand her game more, she gets a lot of flack, a lot of criticism on, not being able to necessarily finish well. But if she gets that mid-range in the fray, it's going to be a wrap. Okay. Angel Reese has a very aggressive type game. And again, like I said, in my opinion, could potentially go down as one of the greatest rebounders ever to play this game. So I also not only want to give shout out to Angel Reese, but Camila Cardoso as well. She's playing well. She's starting to find her fit in the game. She looks very well, playing very aggressive as well. Still learning the game and the speed of it, but she's playing very well. But I also really need to give a shout out to Kennedy Carter real quick, because a lot of people don't understand. But Kennedy Carter, with all the attention that Angel Reese is getting, and I'm gonna go back to the Fever in a second, but with all the attention that Angel Reese is getting, Kennedy Carter is leading that team in scoring right now. And Kennedy Carter is one of those players. First of all, I think between her and Kelsey Mitchell are the two fastest women in the game right now. Kennedy Carter has a nice ball handling package. She can pull up for the J. She can get to the rim at will simply because of how quick she is. So I definitely have to give a shout out to Kennedy Carter for one. And going back to the Fever, I got to give a shout out to Kelsey Mitchell too. Kelsey Mitchell's leading the Indiana Fever in points in scoring right now. So, without the Kennedy Carters, without the Kelsey Mitchells, the Fever and the Sky would not be where they are right now. They're both at the bottom of the playoff. I think the Fever is 7 and then the Sky are 8. But those two particular players have shown, that they deserve to be matched up with anybody else in the league, with the great guards, out in Vegas with Chelsea Gray and Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young. And then, you have Alyssa Thomas in Connecticut, Sabrina Ionescu in New York, Alicia Gray down in Atlanta, who in Atlanta starting to pick it up a little bit too. But they have shown true consistency this year. And so I got to give a shout out. Like I said, Angel Reese is doing her thing. I believe when it's all said and done, that Angel Reese could be the greatest rebounder in the WNBA, clear cut. And I think Caitlin Clark could be the greatest assist leader in the WNBA, as well as all the other talents that both ladies have. But Kennedy Carter and Kelsey Mitchell, got to give a shout out to you. All right. All right. We're going to go to break real quick. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the continuing dominating season by MVP leader right now, A'ja Wilson. So listen to this promo by Anthony Cotton real quick, and then we'll be right back. This show is brought to you by the Elevate Tour, where Anthony Cotton merges the live music performance and a powerful message in order to inspire students to elevate their mindset and life. If you would like to book Anthony Cotton, visit his website at justsayyes.org/Anthony-Cotton/. All right, we are back. And again, like I said, if y'all want to book Anthony Cotton for your schools, or somebody or an organization that needs a positive message, no matter where it's at, it can be in Dallas, Texas, where Anthony is located. It could be out here in Colorado, where I am and where Anthony's from. Book Anthony. He has a positive message, and he has and knows what he does, and he does it with joy and compassion for the kids and for the youth of today. So again, if you would like to book Anthony Cotton, go on and go to that link, book him for your show today. All right, y'all, we're going to talk about the best woman in the world right now, and showed it in the Olympics as well, A'ja Wilson. All right, A'ja Wilson is continuing her dominating season with an amazing, the girl's averaging, or I'm sorry, the woman is averaging 27 points a game, all right, along with 12 rebounds. So A'ja Wilson has continued to show everybody why she is the best player in the world. And again, like I said, she showed it in the Olympics. So A'ja Wilson, again, is on the team that is back-to-back right now. And the Aces have kind of been struggling this year. I'm not gonna lie. We thought, with the camaraderie that the Aces had, that they were gonna come out and just blow everybody out the water. But I think they are sitting in the 5th place right now. Again, we'll check the stats later. But they're sitting in the 5th place right now, where we have to see, what they're gonna do. And Becky Hammond has said this multiple times and numerous times throughout this year, that the Aces show flashes of brilliance, but they are very inconsistent this year. There's games where they come out and they blow a team out the water. Then there's a game they come out and it's just like, man, is this the back-to-back WNBA champions that we know? And so, but A'ja Wilson has been very consistent. Jackie Young has taken a major step this year in her game. Kelsey Plum is being Kelsey Plum. Chelsea Gray is still kind of working herself back into the fray, but she's still showing, why she's Chelsea Gray as well. And so we have to see exactly what the Aces are going to do moving down as we get closer to the end of the season. But A'ja Wilson has definitely shown, that she is an amazing, player, again, in the Olympics, showed that she's unstoppable. Even though France kind of held her down a little bit in the first 3 quarters of that gold medal game, of course, she ended up coming out strong and leading the USA to a gold medal with 21 points and 13 rebounds. So that was just a very interesting game. But A'ja Wilson has continued to show her dominance. Now, one thing I do want to talk about also was that tandem between Breanna Stewart and A'ja Wilson in the Olympics. They just dominated the whole competition. And Breanna Stewart and the Liberty are looking really good right now. They've come out blasting everybody their first 2 games of the year. And so, or after, not of the year, after break, they're leading the league right now in stats, which we're getting ready to go over right now. But in the standings, but the Liberty are looking tough. They're looking like the Aces of the past. The last 2 seasons we've seen the Aces playing, where they just look unbeatable and might have a few hiccups here and there. But John Coel Jones and Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, those girls up there are balling right now. And I'm excited to see it. I really did think that the Liberty were going to take the title last year, especially when Chelsea Gray went down with her injury. But they are coming back to prove something, and they're coming on strong. They just beat the Aces the other day, and that was a close game here and there for the most part. But the Liberty did pull away in the fourth quarter. So now we're going to go over the standings of this year so far, and moving into the end of the season. But right now, as you can see, we have the New York Liberty at number 1 with 23-4. Then we have Connecticut, who's been balling. They've dropped a couple games recently. Then it was followed by Minnesota, Vegas, and all of them. So you see that the New York Liberty are at the top. You see Asia Wilson right now is leading the WNBA with 27.3 points a game, followed by a couple others. We also see Asia Wilson leading the league in blocks at 2.8. And you see everybody else here with their blocks. And then assists right now, or not assists, rebounds. We have Angel Reese right now with 12.3, the rookie leading the league in rebounds, followed by Asia Wilson. Now, assist, we have Caitlin Clark leading the league in 8.3 assists a game, followed by Alyssa Thomas in Connecticut with 7.8, and Natasha Cloud with 7, Skylar Diggers 6.4, Sabrina Nescu 6. Steals, we got Enrique Agumawale leading with 2.7, Nafisa Collier in Minnesota with 2.2, Asia Wilson 2, Brianna Stewart 2, and Aneka Agumake in Seattle with 2 steals a game. Now, it goes back to me saying this is why I have Asia Wilson as my MVP this year, simply because if you notice, she was in every stat, top 5 every stat. So, I mean, you let me know, like, are we going to just give it to her now? I think we should, because again, Asia Wilson is having an amazing year. She had another 30-piece game last night where she just dominated the Sparks last night. But it's gonna get interesting. But we also, and I'm looking at some of the comments right here. It's with the Rookie of the Year conversation, and this is between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, hands down, right now. Now, this is my thing. Angel Reese does deserve Rookie of the Year just as well as Caitlin Clark does. I truly believe that. Where I think the decision is going to be made is coming down to who has the best record at the end of the year. And right now, the Fever are 2 games above the Sky. So we shall see. But again, Angel Reese breaking records, Caitlin Clark breaking records left and right with her passing. So it's going to be very interesting to see, what and who gets that Rookie of the Year. Right now, I'll be honest, I do have Caitlin Clark. I mean, when I tell you slightly over Angel Reese, it's very slightly, but I do have Caitlin Clark over Angel Reese, not only because of the types of records she's breaking, but just she has been leading her team. And again, since the break, even though it's only been 2 games, they have not lost. Whereas the Sky have dropped all the games back or dropped 2 major games against the Mercury since they've been back, and they've gotten blown out both games. So also with Chicago, that trade with Marina Mabrey, I think that hurt them a lot. Marina Mabrey is now in Connecticut, with Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner and Dejanay Carrington and those women. But I think that hurt them a lot because Marina Mabrey was definitely an anchor for that Chicago Sky team, not only defensively, but offensively as well. So I do think that kind of took a lot of the camaraderie out of the Chicago Sky's game plan, and they're trying to figure it out. But they have a dog coach over there in Teresa Weatherspoon. I just love Teresa Weatherspoon as a coach. So we'll see what happens moving forward with that. But now we're going to move on to the NBA real quick, okay? Now, this is going to be very quick, but we saw a lot of moves happen this summer, okay? We saw Paul George go to the 76ers. We saw Russell Westbrook go to the Denver Nuggets, which y'all know I'm very excited about. We saw a lot of moves. Chris Paul to the Spurs. We saw Buddy Hield go to the Warriors. So, with Klay Thompson going to the Mavericks, that kind of gives them another shooter, maybe not as great as Klay Thompson, but they did not lose too much ground in Klay Thompson going to Dallas. So, my thing when I think about this, which player will have the most impact on their team going into the season? I'm going to be honest with you. I think Klay Thompson has the most impact going to Dallas. Okay. So you saw Kyrie and Luka try and take on a lot of the scoring. And they looked like one of the best backcourt scoring backcourts and finishing backcourts this 2024 playoffs. But they have another option to go to with Klay Thompson. So when they get tired, they have Klay Thompson to kick it out to, or Luka's a great passer. He'll find Klay Thompson. Kyrie, just an overall great player in general. So yeah, I think the addition of Klay Thompson is probably the greatest addition this year. Now, I'll speak on the Russell Westbrook thing. I love that move for Denver. I think that Russell Westbrook brings energy to that second unit. I also believe, although Russell has played with many all-stars and many great players like LeBron, AD, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, James Harden, he's played with a lot of great players. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. I don't think he's played with anybody like Nikola Jokic before. And so that's why I'm excited to see what this happens. A lot of people saying it can go terribly wrong or it can be very good. But I think that Russell going to the Nuggets is going to be a great move, not only for him, not only the best opportunity for him to win a championship, but I think it's going to help Denver out tremendously because Denver struggled last year with their bench. And so I think the biggest move was Klay Thompson going to the Mavericks. But I do think that Paul George will also help out Philadelphia down the run, take a lot of load off of Embiid. And that's been the problem with Embiid. When they get to the playoffs, he just hasn't been durable, and he's the go-to player. They need Embiid to score 35 plus in order for them to win. And then you have Tyrese Maxey as well. So adding Paul George to the fray, that's going to be a great help for both of them offensively, but also defensively, considering Paul George, in my opinion, is top 5 two-way players in the league, defensively and offensively. So I do believe that that is what's going to happen. And those are my picks for who will make the greatest impact. All right, y'all. We're going to take one more break. We're going to start wrapping the show up, but we're going to take one more break. We have one more promo video with Miss Marty talking about rolling back diabetes. And after that, we will come back and we will talk about the 2K25 ratings. And then my favorite woman basketball WNBA player of all time, Maya Moore, is going to have her jersey retired in Minnesota. So after this commercial, we'll come right back and we'll see you in a few.
Rollback Diabetes is a channel and a tool and a platform to provide you access to as much information and resources as possible on how to completely roll back and or manage diabetes better. Marty DeBose hopes to help you change how you think about food in order to make a lasting transformational change in what and how you eat. She wants to also help you all understand the real cause of diabetes and what to eat to reverse and manage it better. If you all would love to find out how to roll back diabetes for those of you all who are diabetics, I would recommend that you go to rollbackdiabetes.com and get all the information that Marty DeBose has on how to roll back diabetes.
All right, we are back. We are back again. For those who have been diagnosed with diabetes, I don't like to say have diabetes, but those who have been diagnosed with diabetes, whether it's type 1 or type 2, go visit that website, rollbackdiabetes.com, and see what Marty DeBose has and all the videos and information and advice she has on your diet and how to reverse it to get to the life that you want to live. All right. So we are now talking about the video game that has taken the world by storm over the last about 20 years. And so the 2K25 is coming out next month, and we have some ratings for y'all. Okay. So I'm going to start with the women first. We have the women's ratings, and then I'm going to go into the men's ratings. But this is a game, I will be getting it as well. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The main reason I'm getting this game is simply because I want to play with Caitlin Clark. Okay. I want to see how she plays. I also want to play with, I just want to play with the women. I'll be completely honest with y'all. I ain't got no shame in my game. Telling y'all the truth. All right. I want to play Caitlin Clark on the game. All right. We done shot the half-court shots with Steph Curry. It's time to shoot them with Caitlin Clark. Okay. But here are the ratings for the women right now for 2K25. All right. Well, actually, for the men, we have Nikola Jokic at 1, Embiid at 2, Doncic at 3, Giannis at 4, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 5. Those are the top 5 ratings for the men. Now, top 5 ratings for the women. We have A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Alyssa Thomas, and Brittany Griner. All right. A'ja Wilson getting a 99. Now, the top 5 rookies in the game for the women are Caitlin Clark at 90, Angel Reese at 90, Camila Cardoso at 80, Rakia Jackson at 80, and then Cameron Brink, get well soon, Cameron Brink, at an 80. All right. So those are the 2K ratings right now. The game drops next month sometime. I don't know the exact date, but it does drop next month. All right. So get on there, play with the W, try them out. I just wish 2K would put a practice mode on there so you could get the women's shots right, because I get in there and I can't shoot with them. All right. I'm throwing up bricks, getting smacked all the time when I try and play with the women on 2K. So hopefully 2K, Ronnie 2K, all y'all, hope you're listening. Get a practice section on the W for the game so we can actually know how to play with the women. Maybe I'm just not that good at the game. It's okay. But still, I would like to practice with the women so I can know what to do. Not in game form, okay? Because then I keep losing. All right. But anyways, all right. So moving forward, and this is our last segment of the night tonight. Maya Moore. All right. Maya Moore, who retired in the prime of her career. It's all right. She did what the Lord told her to do, and that's all I can say, and that's all that matters, right? But Maya Moore, one of the greatest women of all time to play the game, has retired a long time ago, but she is getting her jersey retired. Okay. And Maya Moore, again, has always been my favorite player. And I mean, even in college when she was at UConn, I loved Maya Moore. You can ask my mom. I loved watching Maya Moore play. All right. And then, one of my good friends, Shay Kelly, also won a championship with her up there in Minnesota. So yes, Maya Moore will be having her jersey retired in Minnesota. Congrats on a great career, Maya Moore. Such an honor to watch you. I loved watching Maya Moore play. She was one of the most aggressive players. She just had a game that was unstoppable, but had an effect on every game, offensively, defensively. Just Maya Moore. Did that number 23 well. And throughout Maya Moore's career, she was named to the women's 25 team, so the 25-year team back in 2021, was a 4-time WNBA champion in 11, 13, 15, and 17, won NBA Finals MVP in 2013, was the WNBA Most Valuable Player in 2014, was the WNBA Rookie of the Year in 2011, and was on 6 All-NBA First Team ballots, okay? So she was on All-NBA First Team 6 times, all right? Maya Moore was an amazing player, and I miss watching her. I don't know about y'all, but I miss watching her. I can only imagine who she would be today, where she's at now, and just the records that she would have. But Maya Moore, definitely one of the greatest women to ever play the game in the WNBA. And so this is an honor. And, I believe she will be in the Hall of Fame one day. So again, Maya Moore, thank you for your career. Thank you for being obedient to what the Lord told you to do. And we miss you, but we know what you're doing, what you're supposed to be doing, what you're called to do. So, but that is it for today, everybody. I just want to say thank you all again for tuning in to this show. As always, like I said, I love doing this, and I love talking about the game. I love it. So if you're watching right now, or just let somebody know, subscribe. Again, I'm covering the WNBA, the NBA, anything happening with basketball as far as the professional level is concerned. With the WNBA and the NBA, I will be covering this. So that is it for today. But I think y'all remember, God. This is stats, effects, and all that.